Welcome to episode 76 of Chumps to Champions, where today I'm going to be playing two crucial games actually, against teams that are tipped to get relegated along with me. Exeter and Chesterfield predicted to finish towards the bottom of the table. They were doing quite well. All three of us are doing quite well actually. But it is a crucial couple of games that we really should be winning. So I thought I'd show these ones. Since the last episode, we've been remarkable. We really have. We haven't lost a league game after losing that first ever match in the Championship against Wolves. Almost a repeat of the League One performance, losing our first match. We've then gone on and been unbeaten since then. We actually drew our next 4 league games. So we're on 4 points after 5 games, and it was a bit, iffy. Although I'd only lost 1 game, it was a bit annoying that I hadn't managed to win. We drew 0-0 against Barnsley. We drew 0-0 against Burnley. We drew 1-1 against Forest. That's a very good draw. Chris Robinson with a goal. Before then, just about going out on penalties against Swansea, who in the Premier League, by the way, they went 2-0 up. And in the second half, I pulled it back through Aaron Perkins and Lewis Allen, who I've actually been training up as an inside forward. Thank you to the person that suggested this. Training Lewis Allen up as either a winger or an inside forward. Trained him up, or I am training him up as an inside forward, and in his first game as an inside forward for me, he managed to get an assist and a goal. Unfortunately, we lost some penalties. It was so close. It was a great performance from us in the second half, but we're out of the League Cup. We then had a very good draw against Everton, who are predicted to finish top of the table. Fotu with an equaliser in that first half, finished 1-1. Before getting our first win of the season against Huddersfield. Nick Hoey with the goal in the 80th minute coming off the bench. Huddersfield were towards the top of the table at the time, so very good win before a very, very good win against Cardiff. 1-0. Christus Fotu with another goal, making it in the 73rd minute, another late goal from us, before beating Crystal Palace 2-1. The first game that we managed to score 2 goals in. Fotu with another couple goals. He's had a very good run of form. And then we beat Birmingham 2-0. Chris Robinson, the right winger, on loan with 2 goals. Very good performance from him. We've been really good, I must say. Some of the players have been performing very, very well. The likes of... I really like the look of my defensive midfielder, Jose Lucena. Although he's only got an average rating of 6.9, he's very solid in central defensive midfield. Lorenzo's been pretty good at right back. Scott Tanz's had a few good performances at left back. Langano and Hickford, very solid back 4 as usual. My defence is really, really strong, and it has been the last 3 years, as you well know. Going forwards has been a bit of a problem, but we've picked it up the last few games and scored some goals, and Fotu's now got 5 goals. Chris Robinson's got 4. Now, on to the matter of the goalkeeper. Now, Carvalho is actually not that much better than Lovelock. In fact, he's considered to have the same current ability. He's got potential to be a really good keeper. And I know there's a couple of you probably feeling sorry for Lovelock in the fact that he's been dropped after getting the most clean sheets the last couple of seasons, I think, in League One. The problem is, now I think I'm going to do another vote. Obviously, we did a vote last season to save Lovelock, and 80% of you said I should sign a new keeper. I signed Carvalho, but he's not that much better. I thought he was going to be better. I looked at him, I thought he looks better. I couldn't afford to scout him at the time. This was before I was allowed to send scouts abroad. I can now. But I looked at him and I thought he's a better keeper all round than Lovelock. Lovelock has some very good attributes, but other things incredibly poor. But he's ended up being a similar goalkeeper. The thing is, I don't think it really matters who are playing goal because my defence is so solid. And Carvalho and Lovelock both equally good at stopping the few shots that do get through my defence. What counted against Lovelock last season was he made a few mistakes. Carvalho has made 1 mistake in that first game that you saw this season. Since then, he's been really good. He's obviously got a lot of clean sheets. But I'm going to give you a chance to maybe save Lovelock again. In the comment section below, there'll be a straw poll. Vote who should be my number 1 this season, Lovelock or Carvalho. I must add, who should be my number 1 this season until January, because I might look for an even better keeper than those two, if possible. I've struggled to find keepers. I always struggle to find keepers, but Carvalho was the best one I could find at the time, but there might be someone better available in January. We'll see. But click on that straw poll, vote, and then you can decide who should be number one going forwards. In this episode, I'm actually going to play Carvalho and Lovelock. So Carvalho in the first game against Exeter and Lovelock in the second game against Chesterfield. Now you will notice the title of this video, The Saviour has returned, because he has. Paul Mitchell has finally agreed to come on loan to Chumps City for the 4th season running. Yes, it is. I'm paying 16k a month for him from Reading. And he's 100% wages as well. Reading just aren't playing him. He's in the under-21s, but he's 23 now. Reading are in the Premier League though, so maybe that's why. And he's not really developed, I guess, the last year or so. So a couple of things are going up. But I really like him. Obviously, he's a legend of the series now. And I finally, after about the 10th time, probably the 15th time actually, of trying to loan him, he has decided to finally come. His reason was he had a long-held passion for the club. Why didn't he agree to come the last 14 times I tried to loan him? Anyway, he's finally come. And he's probably going to be in central midfield alongside the Portuguese guy, Leandro Pimenta. Now, there's a lot of other players, as you can see here, in central midfield that I have. I think I'm thinking of loaning out Perkins just for a month. He's a good player for me, but because of all the players I have in the team, he won't play as many games, I guess. He's got 2 goals in 2 starts and 4 sub-appearances. But if a team comes in and says he's going to be a key player for a month, then it'd be good for him to get some game time in League 1 or League 2, I guess. I've also signed another player. If I just go to transfers, I'll show you what's happened since the last episode. We've signed 2 players, Mitchell and Amadou, who is quite a remarkable player for me, actually. 28 years old, he's from Niger. He was playing for Anji in Russia the last few years. But he's a very good winger or inside forward. 15 crossing, dribbling 14, first touch 14, good pace and acceleration. He's a great player and he's 4.5 star current ability according to my coaches. Versatile as well. He hasn't done anything so far in his 3 starts and 1 sub appearance for me, but I think it'll take a bit of time for him to just bed himself into the team. But apparently he's my best player at the club. Mutari Amadou. Remember him because he could be a star for the next few months or so. So you're probably wondering where I am in the table. We are actually 4th place, but on the same number of points as top place Nottingham Forest. Forest, Huddersfield, Brentford and myself. 4 teams you probably wouldn't expect to be at the top of that division from the teams in this division. Everton have struggled. Predicted to finish top, they've struggled. Crystal Palace, who we've beaten as well, struggling in mid-table. Leeds, Middlesbrough at the bottom. It's an interesting table. Aston Villa outside the top, outside the playoff zone. Obviously, we're only 8, 9, 10 games in. But we've got a chance of going top in this episode. Who would have thought that after the first game? Crazy start to the season. This could be a really promising season for us. My tactic is obviously very solid. We are hard to break down, hard to beat. We just need to score a few more goals and then we'll be sailing away brilliantly. Anyway, this is the team I've gone with to face Exeter. A few tired faces in there because I've had quite a few games recently, but I thought I'd stick with the same team. Carvalho in goal, Lorenzo, Hickford, Langiano, Tanza, Lucena in defence midfield, Pimenta as the central midfielder now, Mitchell as the attacking playmaker, Robinson, Amadou as an inside forward on the left, and Fotu up front. You can see the bench. I've got a huge team to pick from. Ian Rees has gone out on loan for a month or 2. Andrew Hunt is just coming back from injury, so he's not back in the team, but I've got a lot of players to pick from. It does mean that if a player's not playing well, I can bring someone else in. Let's get started then with the first game of this episode. Team's very different now. Obviously a lot of European and even African names in the team now. Certainly an interesting squad, and I think we're a solid squad. It's I reckon a mid-table to bottom half table realistically in the Championship, but we've got a lot of players there and decent strength in depth to come into the team, and my tactics very solid. In fact, Exeter playing the same formation as me today. But let's try and keep this run going because we're really on a roll. We drew the first few games, but we've won the last few, so let's hope we can get a positive result against Exeter, who we really need to be beating realistically, as they're a team that's predicted to finish towards the bottom of the table. But they're a team that's just never laid down and died because they've been in the Championship for 4 or 5 seasons now. So they've done very well. Let's see what we can do. They might surprise us here. Uh-oh, this looks dangerous. And, oh, he's offside, fortunately. There was no chance Carvalho could get to that. You may want to analyse the two goalkeeping performances. Oh, we've taken the lead through Mitchell, his first... Oh, it's an own goal. But still, Mitchell gets the assist. You may want to analyse Carvalho and Lovelock's performance over these two games. Obviously, there's not much to go by, but just remember last season, Lovelock didn't have the best of seasons in goal, but he still got the most clean sheets. But it's mainly because of my defence. But he is a hero of the series, and still a similar ability to Carvalho, really. But Carvalho's had a good start to the season, lots of clean sheets. Amadou, first goal for the club, it's a beauty from him. We're 2-0 up. That is a wonderful strike. Lewis Allen's goal in the League Cup against Swansea was similar to that. It was further out, actually. It was a wonderful strike. That Swansea game was epic. I wish I'd shown it, actually, but never mind. It really was an epic game, though. Unfortunate to lose on penalties. We're 2-0 up. This is comfortable. We're playing well. Carvalho is actually on 7.2. Amadou 8.2. Mitchell has 2 assists, actually, today. One which is a bit lucky, ended up being an own goal, and the other just a simple pass to Amadou. But still, a couple of assists for him from the attacking playmaker role. Back in the team, getting assists. That's what he's all about nowadays. Doesn't get as many goals as he used to because he's not playing up front. But I have the option of still playing him up front if need be. What's going to happen here? Uh-oh. They've got a goal back. It's 2-1 early in the second half. And as it said there, Carvalho let it in at the near post. Let's see, was it his fault? Let's see. He's come out a bit there to the 6-yard box, but that's probably normal. And there, could have done better, I guess. Maybe that will count against him in the vote. But we're still leading in this game. They've actually had more shots than us. I'm going to take off Fotu. He's not doing anything in this game. Juranovic hasn't scored for me yet, hasn't done anything. I've changed him back to deep line forwards, and Fotu started scoring when I did that. As an advanced forward, it just doesn't seem to work in this tactic. Mitchell's very tired, so I'm going to take him off for Aaron Perkins. This could be his last game for a month. Might be a bit strange. You might think it's strange that I'm loaning out a player I'm actually playing, but he will get more game time and hopefully come back better. I don't know. He might not want to go out on loan because he is actually playing. We'll see. And it would only be for a month. We need to hold on here. It'd be a bit annoying if we let a 2-goal lead slip. That is poor from Lorenzo. What is he doing? Uh-oh. And Carvalho, good save, but put in the rebound. And it's 2-2. This is not good. We were so comfortable in the first half. And suddenly it's all changed. This is irritating. I'm going to go attacking and then see if that makes a difference. But that is very frustrating after being 2-0 up in the first half. But that's what's going to happen in the Championship. There's going to be goals. There was just no one marking Dicko. Can we get back in the lead? Tanza into the area. It's blocked. Over the top, and Carvalho can clear up here. Still on a 7.0. That's poor from Langiano, giving the ball away. Hickford. Oh, it's ping ball stuff here. Over the top, Langiano does well, cuts it out, but they're still on the ball. This is dangerous from Exeter. This is not looking good. Oh my days. Carvalho makes an amazing save, and then the rebound from Dicko again. He's got a hat-trick against me. That's a really good stop, but then he couldn't do anything about the second one. And how are we losing? We're 2-0 up. Oh, ridiculous. I hate it when this happens. I really do. Going to bring Cooper on. And we're going to go overload to get back into this game. This is ridiculous. Come on, guys. 2-0 up. Sitting pretty. And we're 3-2 down. Against the team we really should be beating. We've beaten Everton. We've beaten Palace. But we're losing against Exeter. And that's just depressing. Chance of going top in this episode. And it's, in tatters now. Can we get back into this game? Hickford, good tackle. We're just not getting the ball up the pitch. Here goes Juranovic. And it's not to anyone we wanted to. Hickford can cut this out. Come on, guys. We want more of the second half performance. Cooper. Fouled. That's going to be a second yellow card. We have to get back into the game now. They're down to 10 men. Mike Mzizi getting sent off. Have we got a sub left? I don't think I do. No. Oh, this is frustrating. I'm going to move Pachenta into attacking playmaker role. We're going to go route 1 and just try and grab a goal here. So frustrating when you're... Because it's so hard to win a game when you're 2-0 down. I don't think I've actually done this on this game. I may be wrong. But that's one of the Steam challenges I always struggle to get. You know, when you're 2-0 down and you manage to win the game after half time. When it happens the other way, it's frustrating. And it happens far too often to yourself. Come on, guys. Get a goal here. Pachenta. Tackled. Lorenzo. Oh, Juranovic. First goal for the club. Thank you. I'm going to keep it on overload because they're down to 10 men. 3-3. We really should have won this game after the first half performance. But to be fair, they've had the better play. They've had 17 shots, 3 clear-cut chances. We've had 0 clear-cut chances in this game. But it looks like it's going to be a draw here. Unless we can get something in the last 20 seconds. Cross it in. Lorenzo cleared. 10 seconds to go. Hickford tackles. Over the top. Nope, not quite. And this is going to be the end of the game. 3-3. Not great in the end. Despite Carvalho conceding 3 goals, he got a 7.1. Which is actually not that common for my goalkeeper to get that high rating. He did. They had 3 clear-cut chances, and I think 2 of them were rebounds which Carvalho had made good saves from. So don't count it against him. Maybe the first goal he could have done better. But he didn't make any mistakes in this game, let's say. So we'll see how Lovelock does against Chesterfield. If he gets a clean sheet, you may be voting for Lovelock, but we'll see. Going to be an interesting vote, I think. And remember, it's only probably going to be up until January, because then I might try and look for a better keeper. Anyway, a draw against Exeter isn't the best of results. That's the first time we've conceded more than 1 goal in a game, I think. Yeah, it is. 3 goals against Exeter, 1 against everyone else. We're still only 1 point off the top. Norwich are now top. They do have a game in hand, though. So it's very tight in the early stages of this season. Let's go and play Chesterfield then and try and get a more positive result away from home against Chesterfield. Okay, so I've loaned Perkins out to Preston for 1 month. Just to see what he can do out on loan. I think they're in League 2. Yes, they are. They're towards the bottom of League 2. So it'd be interesting to see if he can pull them up the division in the 1 month that he is there. Also loaning out young Philip Roberts, who probably isn't going to develop into a good enough winger for me. But I think Perkins will be a good enough player at some point. But I've got so many players. I don't think I'm going to miss him. I've got O'Connor, the Irish guy, and I've got Hoey as well to come into the team. So I've got plenty of players now as backups who can come off the bench. So it's time for this game against Chesterfield, who, remember, we struggled against, or we lost in the playoff final. It doesn't show that we've ever lost against Chesterfield, simply because that game was actually a draw and it went to penalties. So we've won quite a few games, I think 3 games, and drawn twice. We've never lost against Chesterfield in normal time. We only lost on penalties that time in the playoff final. It's time to get revenge. That was a heartbreaking game. They survived last year, which is good because it means I get to get my revenge and take them on in the Championship. Let's see what we can do then against Chesterfield, who are, I don't know, where are they in the table? They're actually 7th. They're only 2 points below us. They're having a very good season as well. So this could be a tough game. I think I'll go with the same team. I need to bring in a player. I'm going to put Andrew Hunt onto the bench. Actually, I'll play him instead of Pimenta, the Portuguese guy. Andrew Hunt's going to come into the team. Pimenta's one of those players who's very good, but he gets quite tired. You can see he's an incredibly good player for me. He's better than Mitchell, really. But I love Mitchell. But he can come off the bench and cause carnage, hopefully. Other than that, I think I'll put Hoey instead of O'Connor on the bench, actually. A bit more versatile. Although O'Connor's quite versatile as well, to be fair. Let's go with this team then. Come on. Let's beat Chesterfield. Just realised Lovelock isn't in the team, so we need to We need to swap that round because that would have been a disaster. Otherwise you won't be able to vote properly, would you? Okay. To be fair, it's unlikely he's going to concede more goals than Carvalho. Although he did concede 4 against Chesterfield in that playoff final, remember. Anyway, you may be wondering why I'm not playing Riley at the moment. I do love Riley, but he's had a very poor start to the season. 6.52 average ratings. It's not good enough. He's not in the team. Gone with Robinson on the right wing, who's done well. Scored 4 goals for me. Obviously doing well, which is nice to see. I wasn't going to loan him back this season, but decided to take the gamble, and it's paid off actually. Okay, let's see what we can do against a team we should be beating, but they're having a good start to the season, so it could be difficult. We owe Chesterfield after what happened last time. That's motivated everyone. I'm going to give a passionate team talk to Lovelock. He hasn't seemed to react. He is still club captain. In his 1 game this season, he got a decent performance against Swansea under his belt, saving quite a few shots, but did concede 2 goals, but it is against a Premier League team, so let's see how he gets on in the league, and then you can vote, guys, in the straw poll below. Lovelock or Carvalho. But it's nice to see the return of the saviour Paul Mitchell to the team. Had a great game last game, 2 assists. Nothing's happened in this game, which is annoying. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. Let's do something else. Let's go attacking and try and get a couple of goals. Boring first half. A draw would be okay, but like I said, we should be beating Exeter and Chesterfield. However, even with 2 draws, we're still only 2 points off the top as it stands. That can all change though, when we've got more difficult games coming up. Amadou, can he do anything here? Crosses in, Robinson scores! We're 1-0 up, that's good. Now I'm going to go back to standard. Flexible. And he gets his 5th goal of the season. He's had a great start to his 2nd season with Chumps City. Amadou with a great ball in. Robinson taps it home with his head. It's 1-0. Great stuff. Let's make some subs. Andrew Hunt's tired because he's just come back from injury, so Pimenta's going to come on. I'm going to take off Fotu, who's not done anything for the 2nd game running, which is a bit irritating. Juranovic is going to come on again. Let's have more of the same from him. And maybe get another goal and make this a bit more comfortable. We're currently on 20 points, joint top with Huddersfield. Well done, Lovelock. Hasn't had anything to do in this game, really. They've had 7 shots, 2 shots. So I don't really know if you can judge this, because remember, Exeter had so many shots in the last game. Juranovic, what a save from their keeper. That was a clear-cut chance. Pimenta into Robinson. Crosses it in. Can we get a shot away? No, we can't. And it's cleared. Lorenzo. 10 minutes to go. I'm going to make my last sub. Mitchell's not really done much today. Lucena's not had a great game, but hasn't had to do too much. I'm going to bring on Kyle Walker-Peters into right back for Lorenzo. Played quite well when he has played. He's mainly come off the bench. Uh-oh, this looks dangerous. Right at the end of the game, they get back into it. Oh, how frustrating. How frustrating is that? They've only had 3 shots and they get the goal. Let's go overload for the last couple of minutes. That's annoying. Really annoying. Lovelock it was probably too far off the line and he couldn't reach the ball. And it's going to be a 1-1 draw. 2 away draws. Not the end of the world, but we really should have been winning. And that's the end. Pretty boring game. 1-1. Unlucky, and we can't get revenge. Well, that's annoying. Pretty frustrating episode, guys. After winning so many games in a row, then I lose. Draw. They were away from home, I guess. So 2 away draws isn't bad, but still in the playoff zone as it stands. But there's a lot of teams that have games in hand below us. Norwich are top 3 points clear with a game in hand. Realistically, we're not going to finish top, so I shouldn't be too disappointed. If we can get playoffs, that would be a remarkable first season in the Championship. Even mid-table would be a good season for us. So, yeah, 4 wins, 6 draws, 1 defeat after our first 11 games is a pretty good record. We've only conceded 1 goal this season, which is crazy. I think we've got second best defence in the league. Need to score more goals. Next few games, Brighton, Norwich, who are top. That's going to be tough. Middlesbrough, Leeds, Wigan. Those are some tough games coming up. Rotherham we need to be beating. Sheffield United we need to be beating. Brentford. The next game will probably be around December time. Please hit that like button if you've enjoyed the episode. Vote in the straw poll. Lovelock or Carvalho. You can't really compare them. Carvalho actually got a better rating in his game. Lovelock didn't have much to do, but you may want to save Lovelock for old time's sake. So yeah, let me vote, and maybe you can comment in the comment section below as to a reason why if you fancy. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in episode 77.